lifeless and deceased, no longer living or deprived of life. These all refer to something that does not have or appear to have life. Something that is dead, something that had life but from which life is now gone. Death is the final stage of your body, the absolute moment, the point from which there is no turning back. But does it have to be? According to a radical medical procedure from which it is possible to keep bodies in suspended animation for hours at a time, doctors can bring you back from the dead. It involves draining the body of its blood and replacing it with a cold saline solution, which rapidly cools the body and stops almost all the cellular activity. Once the patient's injury is fixed, blood is pumped once again through the veins and the body is slowly warmed back up. At a certain temperature, the heart flickers into life of its own accord. However, if the patient comes into the hospital 2 hours after dying, doctors may not be able to bring them back to life. But if they're dying and you suspend them, you may have a chance to bring them back after their structural problems have been fixed. This experiment was tested mainly on animals that had been inflicted with near fatal injuries. The doctors would then start the procedure from which mid-operation there was no doubt that the animals were dead. But once the procedure had been completed, nearly 90% of the animals recovered when their blood was returned back to their bodies. The experiment also shows very few ill effects once they've woken up. They are said to be groggy for a little bit but then back to normal the day after. However, getting the heart to pump is only half the battle. After a cardiac arrest, your vital organs can be seriously damaged from lack of oxygen, causing the cells to start dying, especially the brain. By using a procedure called therapeutic hypothermia, you can cool the body to around 33°C. Ice packs are placed around the body, lowering the temperatures, causing cells to begin work in slow motion, reducing their metabolism and the damage that could be caused by oxygen starvation. Currently, the only human trials are on people with severe gunshot wounds or stab wounds because it is easier to localise the source of blood loss, but eventually the procedure could be tested on other people with other traumas. Success could also pave the way for investigations into other forms of suspended animation. For example, placing astronauts in suspended animation to reach the end of an interstellar or intergalactical journey, avoiding the necessity for a gigantic generation ship. However, this is still just a proposed idea for the medical procedure once it has been fully tested and developed upon. So maybe one day, in the not too distant future, cheating death could be an option for all of us. And that maybe the new techniques that science keeps developing upon will take us to places we couldn't dream of. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to check out some of my other videos, like and subscribe for much more to come. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.